Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. Today we are going to see why we need police reforms in India. Content for this video I given in the description. You can go through and study. Indian police is imperialistic because it is based on the model devised by British colonists more than 1.5 centuries ago. It was designed to oppress anyone who raises their voice against the colonial rule, and the Indian state uses this to its full advantage. Good policing is a sine qua non for a healthy socio-cultural environment in society. Economic progress is a function of a climate of safety and security. So, police reform is important for India's socio-economic health. But police reforms are yet to be initiated by the central and state governments. 17 years have passed since the landmark September 22, 2006 order of the three-judge bench of Justices Y K Sabharwal, C K Thakker and B K Balasubramanyan in the Prakash Singh versus Union of India case of 1996. The Supreme Court had upheld the petition and directed the central and state governments to undertake structural changes in the police force to free it from political and other influences and make it accountable to the people. The primary role of police forces is to uphold and enforce laws, investigate crimes and ensure security for people in the country. In a large and populous country like India, police forces need to be well equipped in terms of personnel, weaponry, forensic, communication and transport support to perform their role well. Further, they need to have the operational freedom to carry out their responsibilities professionally and satisfactory working conditions while being held accountable for poor performance or misuse of power. Adopting corrective measures like keeping the police departments free from the politicians' control, strengthening the police intelligence section, restructuring the police force, gearing the police administration to be more sensitive and reworking the training program of police officials and enabling them to acquire a secular outlook and making them responsible for their failures could prove to be effective measures to tackle the problem of communal riots. An efficient police organization, enlightened policemen, well equipped and specially trained police wings are bound to yield positive results. Police force would have been saved the trauma of several riots and massacres, scandals and scams if the police had not become a pliable instrument in the hands of political executive. There is today a strong nexus between police, bureaucracy, politicians and criminals. The nation can no longer afford a politician police, and it's time for people's police. We need a police force that is apolitical, unquestionably fair and impartial, and free from all kinds of extraneous influence. A classic example of rule of law oriented policing was provided recently by the Norwegian police, which imposed a heavy and exemplary fine on its own Prime Minister for ongoing a party on her 60th birthday in a violation of COVID-19 regulations. Our police officials also need to practice unbiased law enforcement without fear or favor as demanded by the rule of law. Parliamentary Standing Committee advised states and union territories to create a roadmap of ensuring 33% of representation of women in police. It also recommended at least one all-women police station in each district. There is a lack of adequate representation of women in the police force. Women personnel recruited and making available more posts in the police department will help in bringing better law and order situation within the country. They form under 7% of the force, which is way short when the number of women related crimes is concerned. If we want to ensure justice to every citizen, especially the poor, marginalized women, Dalit, Adivasis, minorities, and if India has to become an economic superpower, then reforming the police to rid it of its ills must become the first priority. We take great pride in India being one of the fastest growing economies. However, we are ignoring a simple truth that sustained economic growth needs the foundation of good law and order, and we cannot have good law and order in the country without police reforms. Investments would never flow into a country if corporate groups are not assured of good returns. Bible talks about India's police profiles. In Ecclesiastes chapter verse 5, verse 8. Don't be surprised if you see a poor person being oppressed by the powerful, and if justice is being miscarried throughout the land. For every official is under orders from higher up, and matters of justice get lost in red tape and bureaucracy.